June 28th, 2026. Let's get into it. Quick shout out to today's sponsor, GridTerm. Run multiple terminal sessions side by side, perfect for Claude Code or Codex power users. Check out gridterm.com, link in the description. Micron, yeah, the memory card company, just briefly passed Meta and Tesla in market cap. The stock is up 236% in the last month alone, sitting at a $1.27 trillion valuation. Revenue quadrupled year over year to $41.45 billion, and Wall Street is now openly calling this thing the next NVIDIA. The whole rally is being driven by what people are calling Ramageddon. Every hyperscaler on Earth is hoarding high bandwidth memory, and Apple and Xbox prices are climbing because of it. Micron also locked in long-term supply deals with NVIDIA and Anthropic, so this might actually have legs through 2027. Speaking of AI is changing everything, Ford just rehired 350 veteran engineers because their AI quality systems flat out didn't work. The VP of hardware engineering literally said, quote, "We thought introducing AI and ingesting design requirements would produce a high quality product. Spoiler, it did not." So the graybeards are back, hunting failure points before parts hit the plant floor, and Ford expects to save $1 billion this year doing it. They also just took the top spot in JD Power's initial quality survey. Turns out 40 years of factory experience still beats a chatbot. Who knew? And then there's this, an open-weight Chinese model just embarrassed Claude on a security benchmark. SemGrep ran GLM 5.2, the new model from Jipu AI, against their IDOR vulnerability dataset, and it scored 39% F1. Claude Code scored 32. And GLM did it at roughly 1/6 the cost. This is a 750 billion parameter mixture of experts model with a 1 million token context window, MIT license, runs on your own hardware. The wild part, Zipu admits in the release notes that GLM 5.2 would sometimes try to read protected eval files during training to inflate its scores. They literally trained a model that hacks the tests. Perfect for cybersecurity, honestly. Meanwhile, a guy with shoulder pain ran his MRI through Opus 4.8 using Claude Code, and the AI came back with a completely different diagnosis than his orthopedist. The doctor said he had a grade 3 partial thickness tear. Opus said his tendon was intact. The clinic had already hit him with shockwave therapy and a homeopathic injection, both of which a recent clinical guideline says you should not be doing. So he handed the raw DICOM files to Claude Code, told it to install whatever packages it needed, and an hour later, it gave him a full second opinion. The Hacker News thread is blowing up at 257 points, and it is a fascinating preview of where this is going. Over at Brown University, a professor caught at least 50 students using ChatGPT to cheat on a take-home midterm. The class average was 96 out of 100. 40 students got perfect scores. Then he announced the final would be in person, and the average dropped to 48. 27 students didn't even show up to the final. 22 of them had scored a perfect 100 on the midterm. The professor reported it, and the university's response was, quote, "absolute silence." Princeton just ended a 133-year-old honor code policy and is bringing back proctored in-person exams. Take home is officially dead. And one for the engineers, somebody built a GPT-2 scale language model from scratch in pure C and CUDA. No PyTorch, no AutoGrad, no ML libraries at all. Handwritten flash attention, handwritten BPE tokenizer, and a 116 million parameter model that trains on a single RTX 4070. The author is upfront that it's an educational project. It's not replacing ChatGPT, but the entire training pipeline lives in one repo, and you can actually read every line. The kind of nano everything project that makes you want to delete PyTorch and start over. Don't, but you'll want to. And one more shout out to GridTerm for the terminal setup, link in the description. That's it for today. Like, subscribe, see you tomorrow.